Hello and welcome to this week's video email entitled Approaching National Storytelling Week, Creating the Conditions for Belonging. With just 1 week to go until National Storytelling Week, many early years settings, schools and music hubs will be thinking about how to create meaningful, inclusive engagement across their early years and Key Stage 1 communities. As I mentioned in my previous email, long before children encounter formal curriculum content, they're already learning something very powerful. They're learning whether their voice belongs and, by extension, whether they belong in the spaces they inhabit. Every daily routine, who speaks, who waits, who feels safe to join in, whose culture is present, implicitly teaches children what participation looks like and who it's for. These early patterns don't just shape the culture of a setting, they also shape the levels and types of access available to each child. This year's Diversitybuds National Storytelling Week resource supports settings to embed inclusive musical story routines that quietly shape the conditions for learning. Through these story songs, children are supported to develop emotional readiness, positive shared behaviours, attentive listening, confident oral participation, a sense of identity and belonging, and culturally representative everyday practice. They're not intended as special activities. They are daily, year-round access builders, shaping the emotional, relational and communicative conditions in which children learn to belong before barriers form. In Ofsted terms, the resources support lived inclusion across behaviour and attitudes, personal development and quality of education. In Music Hub terms, they support equitable access, early progression, cultural breadth and inclusive musical engagement. And in DEI terms, this work is about embedding inclusion into ordinary life rather than treating it as a bolt-on. For colleagues who may not have the capacity to use the resources in full, the key ideas are still highly transferable. At their core, these story songs model how inclusive practice is built through everyday routines, prioritising emotional readiness for learning, embedding culturally representative material as standard practice, creating low-pressure entry points for participation, and using shared musical experiences to strengthen listening, voice, and group cohesion. Even if time pressures mean you can't use the resources in their full format, the principles behind them can still be woven into everyday practice. You might take away the importance of using music as a daily settling ritual, choosing songs that allow children to listen before they speak, offering opportunities for shared vocal participation without performance pressure, valuing home and heritage languages alongside English, and noticing how consistent musical routines can support emotional regulation, belonging, and confident participation across the group, both individually and as a whole. This collection of musical stories is available to you as a valued member of our Diversitybuds community from today. All you need to do is click the link in the description below this video to access the resources and explore how small, repeatable musical routines can quietly shape belonging in your setting. What inclusive stories are you going to be creating this week? Many thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.